Hey everyone, welcome to High Energy Girl, a podcast helping women to age stronger because it is never too late to get fit, be strong, and feel sexy. I'm your host, Tracee, health coach and personal trainer and founder of highenergygirl.com. Each week, we will either have a guest interview, which will provide you encouragement or an actionable tip to help you age stronger, or I will do a solo episode. Please also join our awesome Facebook group called High Energy Girls, and I'm looking forward to see you on the inside of that group and hope you enjoy today's show. Everyone's always asking me what products do I personally take in form of supplements. And since we know that gut health is very important, let's talk about that first. So every morning when I wake up and brush my teeth, I take a product by Optimizers called Apex. And it is a great product that helps you get into fat burning mode. So if you're just starting off on keto, it's a great enzyme to metabolize fat. Or if you want to use it as a pre-workout to kick your body into fat burning mode, it is fabulous. Next up, after every meal, I take 2 Masszymes and 1 P3OM probiotic. So enzymes help you digest and metabolize your food. The probiotics add healthy, good gut bacteria, and it's a really good synergistic compound. And then if my stomach is feeling a little acidic, which it rarely does, but if it does, if I ever feel a little like acidity, I take the HCl Breakthrough, which adds a little bit of hydrochloric acid to help with your digestion process. So the little valve in between your esophagus and your stomach can close and your body can churn and start digesting. And last but not least, I love their magnesium Breakthrough. And here is why. I take 2 capsules before bed. It is a combo of magnesium chelate, bisglycinate, malate, orotate, taurate, citrate. It's just a big old magnesium blend. It also has manganese and B6. And let me tell you, I score in the 90s on my Oura Ring every single night. So I love Optimizers products. Using the code HIGHENERGY20 will save you 20% off of any of the products from their website. That is BI Optimizers, OPTIMZERS.com/high energy. Discount code is all caps, high energy 20. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of High Energy Girl. And today is January 3rd, 2023, the first work day of the year. And so I'm going to record a solo-sode where I'm just going to kind of look back and review the year as well as help everyone create goals for 2023. I don't care for the word resolution because I feel like it's really lacking it just has a bad name, right? So we all know people break their resolutions all the time. So today we're going to talk about goals. Now, in my YouTube video I released last week, what we did is we looked back at 2022 in several different categories, and we kind of evaluated where we felt we were by the end of the year. And that was just to help us look forward and plan 2023 and plan our goals and our action steps and things like that. So I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about where I've really been, what I've really been up to, and just give you a little bit of, stuff about me. Not that you care, but maybe you do. I don't know. So as you probably know, I had a really successful health coaching career, if you will, or presence. And I was big on Facebook. I did a lot of advertising, Instagram, and my YouTube channel. But I did a lot of videos and interviews, and I talked about holistic, natural wellness. And I got censored like crazy starting in about 2020. And at first I kind of was like, well, that's weird. What's going on? And I just was kind of like a head scratcher, right? Like, why? Why me? I'm not a big influencer. I'm just like a small girl doing her holistic health stuff. And I've been doing that since 2007. Then I started just doing research and listening to others that were in my field and talking to people who I was actually interviewing on my podcast. Now, a lot of these people are pretty big time. And so they were also being censored. And finally, I just started doing more and more research, and I found some really scary things, you guys. They were censoring people like me who were teaching people how to boost their immune system naturally and all of that, but they were allowing things that were completely inappropriate. And I actually, I think it was May of 2021, I found this group on Facebook that you guys are not going to believe. And I'm going to share this video with you so you can see exactly what happened and where I went and all that. Okay, take a look at this that I found and recorded on Facebook. Hey, you guys, I so did not want this to be true, but I had to check it out. Look at this group. They block the truthers and the healers, but look at this. I want my kid. Are you a boy or a girl? This is absolutely disgusting. I cannot believe it. I'm going to report it to the authorities. 1.4K members. Okay, that is disgusting. So I sent that video off to Facebook just to say, hey, did you guys know what was on your platform? Are you aware of this type of stuff? Well, they should be, right? Because it was pretty obvious. But nobody ever got back to me. And so I said, forget it. I'm done with you guys. If you are going to exploit people like me and censor truthers like me telling the truth about health and wellness and allow this smut, this horrible thing against our children, I was like, forget it. I'm out. And I stopped everything pretty much on Facebook. I took away my ads. I took away, which I was spending a lot of money every week. And I thought, gosh, if you're blocking me as an advertiser on your platform and allowing this stuff, forget it. I want nothing to do with you. So that was about a year and a half ago. And then I started volunteering for an international humanitarian organization called Loved One Society. And that was so fulfilling. It was just amazing. And I pretty much helped the owner or the founder of the organization prepare all his training materials for his thousands of worldwide members. We called them the Loved One Society family, and that was super fun. But the programs are pretty much done. The training is pretty much done. And I'm like, okay, well, in doing my look back that I did last week on YouTube, I thought, well, what is my passionate purpose? That's one of the categories. And Loved One Society for the last year and a half has been a passionate purpose, but they don't need me that much anymore. And so what is my other passionate purpose? It's teaching women how to age stronger and healthier instead of sicker and weaker. So I'm like, okay, high energy girl needs a comeback, like big time comeback. But this time I'm not going to sugarcoat anything, okay? I read a great quote today. I'm going to read it to you because I feel like I was actually led to feel today by me trying to sugarcoat things and like not want to hurt anybody's feelings or go against the norm. In the end, it's actually hurting you. So this great quote by Thomas Paine says, "He who dares not offend cannot be honest." And I was like called out by that. And I was like, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. Nobody is. However, if I hold back what I've learned and what I've studied and what I know to be true and not teach you guys these things, then I'm hurting you and I'm not being honest. So I'm done. I'm not sugarcoating anything anymore. I'm not following the crowd on anything. I never have. I never will. But this time, I'm sorry. You may not like the things I say. But I want you to sit with it if you don't and decide why. So my husband, who I love very much, we've been married almost 33 years. He lives in a box. And if it's anything outside of the box, it's scary for him. And I get it. I'm compassionate about that. And I love him and I don't want him to be scared. So I'm hoping that I inspire him baby steps, right? A little bit at a time to see how he's doing. Or actually, that was the wrong word. Inspire him a little bit at a time to change how he's doing things. Because we know that we cannot change other people. Darren Hardy has a great quote. He's the publisher of what is it? Entrepreneur Magazine. No, Success Magazine. And he says, you alone are responsible for everything you do, everything you don't do, and every way you respond to what's done to you. So with that said, we cannot change anyone. We can only change ourselves and our responses to other people. Okay? So I just want to be able to shine a light and help others with the wisdom I've gleaned through the years. I'm 57. And like I said, I've been studying wellness for a very, very long time. Now, part of my other studies that I started almost a year ago have been on taking back my freedom and helping others take back their freedom as well. Because believe it or not, if you do a bunch of research, you're going to find that our freedom was stolen from us. And this was, well, it was going on way before, but the deal was sealed in 1879 with the introduction of the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. And the corruption is super, super deep. So I've been working on taking back my freedom for the last, I think it's been about 10 months. And I am really excited to help others do the same. I've read lots of books. I've attended 2 seminars and looking forward to my 3rd. But there's a lot that we don't know. And that was on purpose. Okay. The truth was hidden from us in so many different areas of our life. So I will be trickling a little bit of that wisdom in as well, and also interviewing some experts in that space. But we have a new channel, my friend Holly and I, it's called Red, Right, and Blue. And we talk a little bit about the truth about your birth certificate, and we talk about the 14th Amendment. We've also interviewed Loy Brunson, who his brother Rolland is the petitioner, and it's versus Alma S. Adams, and it's Supreme Court Case 22-830. Now, this is a pretty amazing court case. It is supposed to be, it's docketed actually for January 6th. And so you might want to check out those interviews because it's pretty incredible. So that's another thing I've been up to. And that's how we're actually helping people take back their freedom. So my friend Holly's on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast. We're also thinking about starting a social club, primarily for women, just to help encourage women to be stronger and stand in their God-given rights. Because there's a maxim of law that says that which you create, you control, right? So God created us, so God controls us. We created our government, so we control the government. But somehow, through the years, they flip that on us. And they think they control us, and that is not true at all. So we talk about that on that channel, Red, Right, and Blue, but I may interview a few people and bring them over here as well. I think I published Loy's first interview a while back for High Energy Girl, just so you guys can kind of get a taste for it. But that is really, really amazing. I'm hoping that all goes according to the plan. So other things I've been up to. I joined a CrossFit gym. I don't know if you guys know that, but I started CrossFit in the summer of 2020 because my gym was closed and then they came back to outside classes only with masks. And I said, nope, I'm not going to do that. So I found a Patriot-owned CrossFit gym who said, we are going to teach our people or continue helping our people be healthy. So that's been a lot of fun. I've learned a lot of new moves with CrossFit. I've gotten stronger. The crazy thing is in 3 years, I was checking in my journal, I have stayed exactly the same weight. I don't weigh myself very often. I'm not a big fan of the scale. And that's why I wrote the book, No Frickin' Way, because why weigh yourself when you can roll in broken glass and light yourself on fire and feel the exact same way? That quote actually inspired that book. So anyways, I love it because my focus, instead of being obsessed with the number on the scale, I want to get stronger and have the number on the barbell go up. And that is really fun. Right now we're working on a program to be able to do a strict pull-up. I can do chin-ups, which is like a reverse grip, And I can do a kipping pull-up, which is like you swing a little bit and get some momentum. But the strict pull-up I don't have yet. I can only get halfway up. So that's been fun. I've been doing lots of yoga, lots of hiking, a little bit of mountain biking. I take a walk out in nature most afternoons because I love it. But California has had like rainstorm after rainstorm after rainstorm. And I have to say, I don't love going out when it's raining. If I'm out there and I get rained on, no big deal. I've been also doing like intermittent fasting, eating lots of eggs. I love eggs. And right now into soup. I'm big into soup. So I'll take bone broth and just throw in a ton of vegetables, a little bit of salt, and that's it. And just, I eat a big bowl of soup every day for lunch. Actually, it's my breakfast because I don't eat breakfast. I'm back to intermittent fasting. Another thing I want to tell you guys about, there's a great podcast interview with Dr. Corey Stern. And she's in New York. And that podcast interview was one of my favorites. I just resonate with everything she said. And so I said, I really need to find a doctor like you because I was having some irregular heartbeat. And I said, do you take remote patients? And she said, well, I do, but I would rather you find somebody local. So I did. A few months ago, I found a doctor in Cupertino, and he has helped me a ton. So what was happening is during a hard workout, I realized it's really just the workouts. All of a sudden, they would trigger like this response of high highs, low lows, and just all over the board. So it wouldn't just stay steady. Then it would last for hours and hours after my workout. And so I went to him, and he found some interesting things. Number one, he said the primary problem was my adrenals. And he also measured my heart valves and put me on like a monitor to see how everything was going with all 4 heart valves, and tested me for all kinds of stuff, toxins, heavy metals, funguses, like viruses, like everything that was systemic in my body, what was really going on. And he works with energy. Okay. So I'll get to that. I'll get back to that in a second. So he found that it was like food sensitivity. So like I can't have dairy or sugar or a bunch of carbs that I don't eat anyway, like rice, other types of grains like wheat. I never touch wheat. And anyways, but the dairy was a hard one because I was making homemade yogurt, and I love really good, cheese like feta and goat cheese. And he's like, yep, no dairy, no sugar. So I was doing really good, and things were changing. I wasn't having those irregular heartbeat episodes or whatever. And then all of a sudden Christmas comes around. My son, Marco, comes home from New York, and he starts cooking, and he makes this really amazing carrot dish with yogurt. And so of course I had to have that. And then that was just a slide. Like I just started eating dairy a lot, and the irregular heartbeat came back. I'm like, okay. And then I started getting sloppy and not taking the supplements he put me on. And so I'm like, okay, I got to take this serious. So now I measure out 3 cups of my supplement stack. So AM, midday, and PM. And so I put all my supplements in like little cup holders, and then that way they're all ready to go. So it's just easy for me to consume them. And boy, it makes a massive difference. Okay. So I highly recommend that. And let's see what else is going on with me. Not much. The rest, I had a great Christmas with my kids. I had all 3 of my boys here, plus 2 girlfriends. And that went on for about 2 weeks or so, a little bit longer. But it was awesome. Santa was good to everyone, and they just had a blast. So I love my kids. I'm super blessed to be really close with them. And we went on some hikes, went and saw a movie, did a lot of cooking. I love to cook. My last real fancy dinner that I made, well, if you could call it fancy, was New Year's Day. I made a big Greek feast, and my best friend made some stuffed grape leaves. And that's what kind of led the whole idea to do a Greek dinner, but it was delicious. Oh my gosh, you guys, the chef that I followed her recipes is Dimitra. And everything I made was unbelievable. So I highly recommend checking her out. She's really awesome. So, okay, let's get started on the goal. So last week's video on YouTube, we looked back to plan forward, okay? And so I did the exercise with you. See this? So I looked back, and we're not going to bore you with that because I really don't want people dwelling on the past. Like, the past is history. Do not worry about it. Do not dwell there. Be present. Be here now. And also be excited for the goals that you want to manifest for the future, okay? Act as if they already are here and thank God for the blessings instead of praying and asking, but just act like, I always say, have gratitude that he's already delivered what he promises to, okay? So for the goals, we're going to review that, and I'm going to go ahead and share mine in full transparency. So the first area is home life, right? You spend hopefully at least a third of your life at home, if not more. I'm probably here 75% of the time. And so what are things that you want to do to improve your home life? So some of mine were like, have two of my kids move out because I have my youngest and his girlfriend still living with me, going on almost 3 years with the whole COVID fiasco. So that's one of my goals. Now, that's not a goal that I can really help, but I can encourage and pray about it. The other thing is organize all my cupboards and drawers and closets. And I'm actually going to put them in order. And my order is what bugs me the most. So my laundry room has become a catch-all for everybody's stuff. Like my middle son's here, but instead of putting all his stuff in his room, he has it all in the laundry room because my oldest and his girlfriend were in his room. So it's been chaotic. But anyways, and then organize, like what room bugs you the most or what drawers or closets bug you the most. And then home repairs. Like we need to do some work on our pool, and also we need to paint the exterior of our home. So I'm making a list of home repairs, and then we just chip away at it without getting overwhelmed. Okay, the next category is relationships. So I've been so busy working these last several years that I haven't taken the time to nurture important friendships. And I don't see many of my friends very often. So I always joke that if you don't live with me, work with me, or train with me, meaning at the gym, then you don't see me. Well, I'm going to change that this year. So lunches with friends, old-fashioned snail mail birthday cards, and hug Pete more often. That's my husband. His love language is physical touch. And he just loves like me just coming by, giving him a smooch or giving him a hug for no reason. So that was my relationships goals. All right, finances. QuickBooks is a thorn in my side, but my husband loves data. And I am not analytical at all, but he would love it if I could at least just do QuickBooks and get everything updated once a week. And the other one is bring High Energy Girl back. Create a revenue stream again, and have clients. And that way it kind of serves two purposes. It helps our family with finances as well as it helps women change their lives so they can become healthier and stronger. Age is going to happen no matter what, but how you age is up to you, mostly. Okay, fitness. I'm going to get a strict pull-up. That's one of my goals. And do more yoga and more mobility because that will help prevent injury. I feel like most injury is caused by too much stiffness in the body and connective tissue. So yoga, mobility, foam rolling, all of that stuff will really help with that. And also making sure I take my walk daily because I think that's important. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, somewhere near the end of the day so I can bookend my day with my hard workout in the morning and then a soft workout at the end of the day. Sleep. I have to say my sleep is pretty darn good. I get like at least 90 on my sleep app most of the time. And I use an Oura ring. You can't see it on my finger because it's on the charger right now. But let's see. I woke up this morning. My sleep score was 94. Okay. So I sleep pretty good. The only bad habit I do is sometimes I'll check Telegram, which is my favorite social media app, and I'll check Telegram to see if there's anything I need to know. But you know what? There's not. It can wait until sometime during the day. So my new thing is I am going to charge my phone in the kitchen. Again, I used to all the time. And I'm going to leave it in the kitchen so that it's not even in my room while I'm sleeping. If you have to sleep with your phone in your room, put it in airplane mode. And keep it 6 feet away from your head. That's not good. You don't want those EMFs. And also I have a sticker, which I'm going to show you guys, on the back of my phone and on my laptop and any type of device. It is a sticker so that you can block the EMFs, okay? I think it's ZUBI, but it's an EMF blocker. So I highly recommend getting one of those. All right, moving on. Purpose. So, do you have a passionate purpose? Something that inspires you to wake up and jump out of bed every morning. When I was super busy with the nonprofit, I was so excited every morning to jump out of bed and see who needed my help. I would make my coffee, go sit on my throne, which I call it my throne, but it's a couch with a Shea lounge on it, and see who needed my help. But now I'm changing my morning routine. I'm not doing that anymore, but I still love helping those people. But I'm also really, really, really passionate about helping people change their health, because I just want to encourage everyone that you're not stuck with where you're at. Oh, and with that said, so let's go back to the doctor. So energy. So most doctors that we go to today, the typical doctor works with biology and chemistry, right? They study your blood. They look at your urinalysis and all those numbers, and they look at your biology. But do you know there's a third science? It's physics, right? So if you ask somebody, what is your body made of? They usually say water or cells. But cells are made of molecules. Molecules are made of atoms. And if you look at an atom in a microscope, it's 99.9% empty space. Okay? Weird, right? So if you think of that, we are nothing but a cluster of atoms, and an atom is only 99.9% empty space with a few particles, then does that mean we're just empty space? Well, it's kind of weird, right? And honestly, I still don't know the answer to that. But I will say that physics and energy, the empty space is energy, is something that needs to be studied more and is, but many people don't want us to know about it. So my doctor that I go to, it's energy medicine. He focuses on nutrition and energy as a primary, because we want to look at the root cause, not put a Band-Aid on the symptom. So if I would have gone to a traditional doctor, they would have put me on a pill, and that would have masked the symptom instead of repairing the problem in my body that was causing the symptom in the first place. And that's what this doctor does. So you avoid the things that are making you sick, which for me was mostly the dairy, and you add in the things that your body is missing in the way of nutrition. Okay? So anyway, that is one of my passions, is just helping people and educating women how to be stronger and healthier. So general health. So I need to make sure I take my supplements 3 times a day religiously, like clockwork, and do a parasite cleanse once a month. I'll put a link in the video below so you can do it with me. I do it during the full moon, and you can't believe what comes out. It's pretty nasty, but we are exposed to parasites like you can't believe. It's in the water, in the food, in the air. We're exposed to parasites regularly, and they are the root of disease. They are one of the biggest contributors of disease, and you can look it up. So you want to get those things out, right? It's disgusting, but better out than in. And another thing I'm focusing on, which goes back to my morning routine, is meditating and my 10 pages of reading. So I used to always read 10 pages every morning. I did that for a long time, and then I got lazy, let's say it wasn't lazy. It was I got excited about working with the nonprofit and helping those people. And so I stopped working on the things to help me. And since we know you can't pour from an empty cup, I'm working on myself so that I can fill my love cup up and better serve everyone else. So the meditation will be a visualization type meditation, and reading my 10 pages every morning. So that's for my general well-being. 2 more. Okay, food. So I eat pretty clean. I mostly eat proteins and vegetables and some healthy fats, like avocado is a big one for me. And so for this year, for 2023, less wine. Okay, I'm going to admit I'd have a glass or 2 of wine every night. So not doing that anymore. But I will have it on the weekends, like if we go out or if we're entertaining or whatever, but not during the week. Absolutely no sugar or no dairy at all, not even a taste or a bite or nothing. And I'm going to be fasting on Wednesdays, okay? And the fasting is to just help increase cell turnover, help human growth hormone production, and increase your immune system. Fasting helps with many, many, many things. So I'm just going to do a 24-hour fast every Wednesday. Okay. And last but not least is career. So do you have a career that you're jumping out of bed, super excited to go to work every day? Or is it just because you have to pay the bills? So if it is just because you have to pay the bills, then you might want to find a side hustle to build up that you love, that feeds your love cup, and then have an escape plan to go over to the side hustle and ditch the job that stresses you out that you don't love, okay? One of my careers, okay, is a housewife. And you can take that forever you want. I don't care. It's something I love. And so I'm going to be cooking more fun recipes. And I'm starting a private membership association. So High Energy Girl is going to have a new structure. And it's going to be great because I can help more people this way. And so we're going to have a shift with High Energy Girl for that. Okay. So those are the categories that you want to make your goals for. And then after you set that all up, look at your first set of work that you did of how the areas of your life, and you were supposed to rate them from 1 to 10, like what area was suffering the most, and perhaps start working on that area first. You don't want to bite off more than you can chew. You want to just do baby steps and see, well, what area of my life is really stressing me out the most? And that's where you want to start your action, because starting it in all of these at once is just going to be a lot. So we don't want to overwhelm you or stress you out, because we know that stress is really, really bad for you. It decreases your immune system substantially. So turn off your television. I'm not kidding. Nothing but fear porn on the news. They want to stress you out. So turn that off, but we want to do baby steps so that you can just take off, like create one new habit at a time, okay? And then layer upon layer upon layer. So for me, the thing that I think is bugging me the most is probably my home. Because my closet is a mess, my pantry and my laundry room are a mess, so I'm going to start working on those. And that way, also, Chinese New Year, I'm taking a feng shui, planning for the New Year class. I think it's like in a week and a half. And then that, I'll teach you guys what I learned. It's a year of the water rabbit, which is supposed to be a really exciting year. So think about flow, right? Everything flows. Water flows. And energy goes? Energy flows where attention goes. So we want to focus our energy on the things that we want to create and bring into our life instead of the things that we don't want, okay? So always focus your attention on everything you want to bring in and flow into your life, but we need to create space. So if your house is stagnant, if it's cluttery, if it's messy, if your body is like that, then not good things can't flow into it because there's like a dam or a blockage. And we just want to clear all of that out. So I'm also going to be bringing my Meditation Mondays back starting next Monday at 5:30 Pacific PM, of course. And I will have the information below, or you can contact me at Tracee with 2 E's at highenergygirl.com. If you're watching on YouTube, it will be in the link below. So you can join us for... Actually, I'm not going to put it on YouTube. I don't want every riffraff. You have to email me, okay? And I'll send you the invite to the Meditation Monday. All right, you guys, thank you so much for listening. I look forward to having an amazing 2023, and may God bless us all with health, happiness, love, and prosperity in 2023 and for years to come. And if you haven't done so already, please like, share, and and subscribe. And we'll see you next week. Bye for now. This podcast contains the opinion and thoughts of its host and guests. It is intended to provide helpful and informative material on the subjects covered. All statements made on the podcast have not been evaluated by the FDA and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. If the listener requires professional assistance or advice, please contact your personal medical doctor. Both host and guest specifically disclaim any responsibility for any liability, loss, or risk, personal or otherwise, which is incurred as a consequence directly or indirectly of the use and application of any of the contents of these episodes. Like I said, this is my opinion and I could be wrong.